They told you marriage would make you a real man. They sold you a picture of stability, respect, a life built on solid ground. But for a growing number of men, that picture isn't just blurry. It's misleading. Instead of feeling like real men, they feel real broke, real anxious, and ironically, very real single after divorce. So what changed? Why are so many men quietly saying, "I'll pass. Stay with me for the next few minutes"? We're going to break down why Till Death Do Us Part is being replaced by "I am not signing that contract." Welcome to Inside Masculine. Let's start with the monster under the bed. Money. Marriage today isn't just a romantic union. It's a legal merger with massive financial consequences. Lawyers, court fees, asset division, long-term payments. You don't need to be a billionaire to understand this. If someone with infinite resources can lose a huge chunk of his wealth in divorce, what chance do you think the average guy has? This isn't greed. It's risk management. When one failed relationship can nuke your savings, your house, your business, and your future plans, opting out stops looking like cowardice and starts looking like self-defense. Men aren't avoiding commitment. They're avoiding financial Russian roulette. Next, let's talk about freedom versus the contract. Most men actually like the idea of building a life with someone. Companionship, shared memories, intimacy. That's not the problem. What they fear is something else. The Singakinki. Marriage doesn't just join two lives. It ties every decision to negotiation. Where do we live? How do we spend money? Whose family this holiday? What you do with your weekends? Your time? Your energy? Study after study shows the same pattern. Men in early marriage feel their personal freedom drop, not theoretically. Viscerally. It's not about refusing responsibility. It's about refusing to feel trapped. When the odds of losing your sense of self feel like a coin flip, a lot of men decide not to toss the coin at all. Then there's the respect and intimacy collapse. The sexless, resentful marriage has become a running joke in TV shows, but it's not funny when you're living in it. It's not just about physical intimacy, it's about respect. Millions of men feel like this. Bring home the paycheck. Fix the broken stuff. Be a good father. Take the pressure. Absorb the stress, and in return, less affection, less admiration, less desire, more criticism, more comparison, more silent contempt. When a man feels like nothing more than a walking wallet, handyman, an emotional punching bag, marriage stops feeling like a partnership and starts feeling like a job. A demanding job with no promotion, no bonus, and no appreciation. Walking away from that isn't selfish. It's a form of self-respect. Here is something people don't talk about enough. The ghost of their parents' divorce. A huge part of this generation grew up watching their fathers leave the house with a garbage bag of clothes every other weekend. Courtrooms. Custody battles. Money wars. Silence at the dinner table. Dad on the couch, empty. Mom stressed, bitter, exhausted. Those weren't stories. Those were childhoods. If your earliest memories of marriage are lawyers and slammed doors, you're not going to run toward that structure at 28 with a smile. You're going to think, I'm not doing this to myself. I'm not doing this to my kids. They're not just avoiding marriage. They're avoiding a cycle. Let's look at how the soulmate myth meets infinite swiping. Pop culture told men, there's a perfect woman out there, your soulmate. She'll be your best friend, your therapist, your lover, your cheerleader, your fantasy. Then dating apps arrived and gamified that fantasy. Infinite faces. Infinite choices. Just one more swipe. Just one more option. The result? Paralysis. Endless choice makes every real human being feel not enough. Men aren't refusing commitment. They're stuck in a permanent audition. The perfect option always seems one step away, so choosing anyone feels like settling. That's not love failing. That's the brain collapsing under choice overload. Now, for the mental load war. Most men don't mind doing dishes, cleaning, or helping with kids. That's not the problem. What drains them is something quieter, the feeling of being managed. Sociologists call it cognitive load or mental labor. Planning, anticipating, organizing. Who needs new school shoes? What's for dinner next Tuesday? Who booked a dentist? When is the inspection due? In money homes, women carry most of this invisible workload. That's real. That's valid. But here's the twist. When A. 3 and gets it wrong, he's often criticized for not anticipating every detail, not thinking like she does. Over time, the man feels like a permanent apprentice in his own house, never good enough, never doing it right. The easiest way to avoid that dynamic, for many men, it's simply never entering it. There's another factor nobody in traditional culture wants to talk about. The rich, single life. The single, child-free man in his 30s. He has more time, more money, more control over his schedule, more freedom to train, travel, invest, and experiment. Modern life made solitude comfortable. Streaming, delivery apps, social events, hobbies, travel. It's no longer a cold apartment and a frozen pizza. It's curated freedom. Marriage used to be the only socially accepted path to regular companionship, stability, and a shared life. Today, you can get companionship, community, and comfort without a contract. So when you put these side by side, one path with high risk, high conflict potential, legal exposure, and identity shifts, and the other with autonomy, peace, and customizable relationships at S. Not hard to see why a lot of men run the numbers and choose plan B. This is where things get dark. The legal lag, family law, in many places, still feels designed for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Old assumptions, old models, old biases. Who's believed first? Who loses the house? Who sees the kids on weekends? You don't have to hate anyone to see the pattern. You just have to read enough stories. For many men, marriage doesn't feel like signing a love contract. It feels like entering a system where they hold all the liability and far less leverage. Again, this isn't misogyny. It's math, plus self-preservation. Finally, we have identity and the fear of disappearing. Whether you marry young or late, one thing is guaranteed. Marriage demands an identity shift. Marry Ellie, and you'd step into the role of husband before you've fully figured out who you are. Marry later, and you've already spent years building a self. Your routines, your rituals, your friendships, your inner world. In both cases, men feel the same fear. If I merge, do I still remain myself? Or do I slowly dissolve into husband, provider, dad, problem solver, the rock, and nothing else? Avoiding marriage, for many, isn't just avoiding divorce, it's avoiding disappearance. So where does that leave us? Here's the thing. Love is not dead. Men still want connection, loyalty, warmth, partnership. What they're rejecting is not love. It's the contract around it. Until marriage updates its risk profile, until laws and norms become more balanced, until respect and responsibility are truly mutual, you will see more men quietly opting out, not because they're bitter, not because they hate women, but because they're finally reading the fine print. If you're in a good marriage, fight to keep it fair, respectful, and alive. Protect each other. Protect the US without killing the you and the me. If you're on the fence, you have the right to do the math. To ask hard questions, to protect your future without shame. And if you've decided that a free, focused, single life beats a contract you don't trust, you are not broken. You are not childish. You're just paying attention. This is Inside Masculine. Keep your standards high and keep your liabilities low. Thanks for watching.